grew up with my mom trying to introduce me to religion. There was no connection at all. It was just somebody I didn't know speaking about something I didn't understand. So I kind of lost all connection with the church at this point. And then for like the next 10 years of my life, I kind of went through life with no belief in God. There wasn't a purpose. I didn't see like what we were moving towards, what the purpose of this life we live as. It's like I wanted something to be there, but like my brain would overpower my heart, I guess. Like I couldn't have the faith. Like I would always look to the reason, like, all right, what can I see? You couldn't see anything, so it's why to believe it. Kind of led into depression, like the idea like there is no purpose in this purpose. We are just here. And that was really hard. And this belief kind of gave me the idea that this body doesn't matter, and I started not caring for myself as much. Shortly after high school, started using drugs. I started using marijuana at first, and it was kind of like, all right, this isn't bad, it comes from the earth. It became kind of like an escape. It helped me leave this world behind, not even think about it. And the use went up, and it would go up, and it wasn't enough anymore. I got further into the drugs than I had wanted. I had started selling drugs. I'd lost all idea of self, idea of who I was, and I didn't care at all at this point what I would put into my body. It was just whatever to feel good, whatever to get my mind off of whatever. I took a lethal amount of a drug that makes you see differently, and I had seen, like, God came to me that night. There was no words he used. It was an absolute feeling of just his presence there that was telling me that I was sick, I wasn't right, that I needed to change. If I didn't, I would die. I mean, it's a weird thing. I had been seeking that for so long, maybe the idea of death, like the escape, the true escape from everything. But then it dawned on me like that night, like how much like hurt would be caused if I had let that happen. Didn't say a word to anybody who I was staying with. I just up and left, and then came home and told my parents and what I'd been doing and how I wanted to change. I didn't want it anymore, and my stepbrother was glad to see me and glad to see that I had made the choice to get out of all of that. And he had asked me that night if I would go to church with him, and it seemed like a really good idea. So I went to Life Change, and it was a very powerful day. It was better than any drug I've ever taken. The feeling that I had that day was it's unmatched. When I went to church, the exact same feeling that I had that night, with the spirit that had met me that night and told me that I was in the wrong place and I needed to change, was there. The same feeling of hope, that there's hope for something, that you're not just stuck, like that you can change. And then the idea of baptism entered my mind. I finally made the decision after a trip with my stepbrother that that's what I wanted. Fully, it was my way of stepping towards God, like me making my physical steps, letting him know this is what I want, this is the life I want. Knowing that he is there and he has forgiven me for all I have done, and he knows everything I have done. It's amazing that somebody like that, a spirit like that, can even exist, that I now have purpose.